What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Coach Steve Show podcast after a hiatus. It has been days since recording a podcast. Been a little busy, getting into this baseball thing, but we are back. Going to try to record once we get on a schedule. Thanks anybody for watching and or listening. Uh, Illinois just came off about from their 60 to 55 victory over Penn State and Illinois men's basketball. Illinois once again showed a little bit of struggles, but held on to win the game. There were positive things happening in this game, but there were things that continue to happen with Illinois. And with only one game left, can they still make a Big Ten tournament run? So we're going to talk about their game versus Penn State. Then we'll discuss that a little bit. But we're going to talk about this as the Illinois post-game show against Penn State. So thanks anybody for watching and or listening. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. It really helps get the video out there and everything else. It just helps grow. It goes such a long way to hit the like button and the subscribe button. And then if you're listening to this in audio form, rate it, follow it, be a friend, tell a friend, all that good stuff. It goes a long way to do that. So please and thank you. Appreciate anyone who watches and or listens. This podcast is brought to you by the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. If you go to bellyupsports.com and check out all the podcasts and blogs and different stuff out there, there's something out there for everybody. So if you go do that for me, please and thank you. It goes a long way. And this podcast is also brought to you by Coach Stone Football. And it's Back to the Basics Books and Drills. If you go to CoachStoneFootball.com and click on Back to the Basics Drill Manuals, you will never have to look up another drill again. His first book is over 500 pages. So as football coaches are looking to be simple and get back to the basics, that's the perfect place to go. CoachStoneFootball.com, Back to the Basics. Thank you, Coach Stone, for sponsoring the podcast. So we're back. We're back from a hiatus. I want to look to get guests on again. We're going to get this rolling. But again, not that I don't know if anybody cares too much. I took another coaching job. I do football, basketball, and then try to get a spring one. I had a track one, didn't work out. So I've been trying to find one. Got a baseball one. Never coached baseball before, but pretty nervous and excited for this coaching venture. Again, when you see the Coach Steve Show, I am literally a football coach or a coach. I'm not previously a coach. I am a coach currently. So I live the coaching life. That's why it's called the Coach Steve Show. Last name is Polish, so we don't have to worry about it. So a little bit of hiatus for all my adoring fans that are like 3 of them. But we're back. So we're back. We're going to talk about Illinois. Illinois hosted Penn State tonight. Currently, if we want to talk about the Big Ten, Wisconsin won, I believe, last night, the night before. So they'll either share it with Illinois or they're going to keep their regular season Big Ten championship, which nobody really saw coming, I think. Now, some people that are Wisconsin fans are jump up and down saying that, how does that feel? Like, how does that taste for us to win the regular season Big Ten because no one picked us to win it and blah, 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 blah. I will say this. I'm not incredibly shocked because Wisconsin does this. Wisconsin's one of the most fundamental teams we see year in and year out. So it's not shocking. So, I guess with how good Illinois and Purdue is, yes. But sometimes it's nice to fly under the radar. Illinois, we'll get to Illinois in a second, but you get teams best shot when you're like that. So Wisconsin kind of flew under the radar, but I'm not surprised that they're good. Last year was a little bump in the road for them, but they're pretty much consistently year in and year out a good team, and they're one of the most fundamental teams we see, each and every time. So, if you look at the current Big Ten standings, they're going to be number 1. The only way Illinois can share a regular season Big Ten tournament title is we had to win. We've got to win again. And then Wisconsin has to lose to Nebraska because Purdue has stumbled a little bit. But let's not kid ourselves. Purdue could still win the Big Ten tournament. They can get to the Elite Eight Final Four. It's pretty cool that in the Big Ten we have Wisconsin who could maybe do it. I don't know if anybody's necessarily putting them there, but they can the way they're playing. I mean, they're 24-5 and 15-4 in the Big Ten. So it's really cool to see like a Wisconsin could maybe do it, Illinois and Purdue. And I would put out the realm of Ohio State, turning it up. I don't know if they'll get to the Elite Eight, but they can win a tournament game or two. So it's pretty cool to have 4 to 5 teams that are going to represent the Big Ten, hopefully pretty well in the tournament. But right now, Wisconsin is the Big Ten winner in the regular season. Wisconsin's going to have to lose to Nebraska, and we've got to win against Iowa. So I don't see Wisconsin losing to Nebraska. Nebraska is not good. They are, at the bottom of the Big Ten. They're 3-16 in the Big Ten, 9-21 overall. So I don't see that happening. But Illinois hosted Penn State. Illinois walked away with a victory of 60-55. It's same song, just at a different dance. Illinois was out rebounded 34-29. And again, normally when you get out rebounded, you lose. We're lucky that Penn State is not Ohio State, is not Wisconsin. Now, real quick, remember Illinois beat Wisconsin. But anyway, when Illinois gets out rebounded, they lose. Now, Penn State turned the ball over more, 12-8. They shot 32% from three. We shot 32.1%. They shot 41 from the field, and we shot 36. It's the same song or different dance with Illinois. Illinois is like a heckle and jive. Is it heckle and jive? Heckle and hide. They either play Final Four level the entire game or most of the game, or they just play like we're going to make the tournament. And that's what's been really frustrating with this team. Now, last year, you had Ayo Dosunmu who could take over games and kind of elevate them. And this year it's been Kofi or Trent Frazier. Now, if Trent Frazier isn't the one to elevate us to where it needs to, it depends. Trent Frazier has to do it on one side or the other, but sometimes he expends so much energy on defense, it's hard for him to turn around and do it on offense. Now, he needs a statue at Illinois, but we need that person to elevate us. It's usually Kofi, does something kind of big, or it's Trent Frazier. And I've said this a million times. It's hard for Kofi to be the guy to do that because he doesn't bring the ball up. It's easy for Ayo Dosunmu because he can bring the ball up and beat someone off the dribble and go. It's easy for Trent Frazier because he can do that. It's hard for Kofi. Somebody has to get him the ball. So Illinois, once again, has had moments in this game again. They just let the team hang around. Just let them hang around. And I don't know, I usually use this in high school terms. You play to the level of your competition. Illinois is far more athletic than Penn State basketball. Not football. Well, football, we got them this year. But we're way more athletic than Penn State. We just have a better team. We play better. But a couple things here. One, when you're top dog, when you're on the mountain, you're going to get everybody's best shot, no matter who it is. Illinois turned a corner when COVID happened. They started playing hot. Then we came into the COVID year. We win the Big Ten tournament, and all that great stuff. So we turned a corner. So now we got to consistently do that. Well, now we have to learn how to win, and we've got to learn what's about to happen. When you're top dog, excuse me, you're going to get everybody's best shot. For example, where I coach basketball at is a school with rich tradition, and they win. They win basketball games. And that's who they are. So when we play teams, we got everybody's best shot all the time because they wanted to beat us. And I never really experienced that before until seeing it. So when you watch a Penn State who's at the bottom of the Big Ten playing Illinois, is giving Illinois their best shot. And if Illinois wasn't talented like they were, they would have lost this game. Now, did everything Illinois do was bad? No. But they did this. They do this time and time again, where we're about to put the game away. You listen to the announcers. That could be the shot that puts Penn State away, and then Penn State hits a three, or Penn State drives to the lane and makes a low floater. They shoot, they get the rebound, they get to score again because we didn't box out, because we got out rebounded again. If this was Ohio State, we lose by 10, 15. Okay. Sometimes we play to the level of the competition, depending on if it's a rivalry or not. Like Michigan, they want to play Michigan because of last year. And, they can't lose to Michigan without Juwan Howard. They play up a little bit to Ohio State because Ohio State's good. They played Wisconsin well because, Wisconsin's good. The first time we played Purdue, we play them good. Well, they're good. We play bad teams, and we sometimes play to their level. And I don't really understand why. Now, teams we play they get the best shot to Illinois, so they make tough shots. We'll close out and they'll hit tough shots. That's just part of basketball. Nothing you can do about it. You could overcoach it like I would and say, well, you're too high on the closeout, even though it's pretty good closeout, but you got to coach them. Sometimes you just got to pat them on the butt and be like, okay, that was a good closeout. They just hit the shots. And sometimes that happens. And us as fans have to take a step back and look at that and say, well, the other team is just hitting shots. But it's just time and time again, we see Illinois just don't put the clamps down. Brad Underwood wants to play defense. I guarantee you he believed playing defense wins you a game. Even though he came in and talked about motion offense because he wants to move guys around, he wants to get mismatches, he wants to drive into the lane because of all the motion, get into the lane for layups or kick out for threes. That's what he brings to the table. He's adjusted a little bit since he's gotten here. But he'll pull guys that don't box out. He'll pull out guys that don't play defense. He believes defense wins games, wins championships. It just seems like, and I'm not saying, we gave up 55 points. Now, it's good and or bad. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not bad because it puts you in a position to win because we have the capability of scoring 70, 80 points. And it's the Big Ten. Penn State plays all the Big Ten schools, like we do, and plays good competition. So giving up 55 points puts you in a position to win the game. But there's just times, again, where we come down and we're up, 4 or 5. We hit a shot. Well, Penn State comes down, scores, or something. We just don't necessarily have that sense of urgency of putting the clamps down when it's a bad team or a team that's not winning. When it's a good team, they kind of put the clamps down. But that's one of the things I've talked about that concerns me. Then every announcer of Illinois games has said this. This is an Elite Eight Final Four caliber team when they're all on the same page. They box out, they play defense, they're doing the things on offense they need to do. When they don't, this looks like a team that's going to get bounced out of the first round and not even maybe win a Big Ten tournament game either. Now, that's not to say how bad we played tonight. That's Rutgers style. That's second half of Purdue. That's the second half of Northwestern. Like, that's the type of play. I don't think Penn State's as bad as we think. They have some big guys. They have some tough guys. They really they kind of kept Kofi in check. So they're not as bad as I think we all think they are. But at the same time, you're going to get everyone's best shot. We have to be able to understand that we're going to get that. And at some point, and we're running out of time, we got one game left. So between now and the game against Iowa to end the regular season into the Big Ten tournament, they need to sit down as a team, have a team meeting or something. Not saying that we're a bad team, not saying that we have to panic, but there's got to be a thing where we have to flip the switch right now. Right now, we have to put the clamps on Iowa and set the tone. Because there's teams out there that think they can just turn it on whenever they want. Illinois sometimes seems like they're that type of team where they're going to say, well, we're going to turn it on now. But sometimes it's too late. I don't think we're a talented team. We're a Final Four caliber team. We're an Elite Eight caliber team. We're a win the regular or the Big Ten tournament type of team. But we are a type of team that cannot afford to wait to turn it on. We're not. And then things just went weird in this game. When we look at the box score, if I were to sit here and tell you that after the game, because of how the year has gone, that the leading scorer would be Demonte Williams, with 14 points. Second leading scorer would be Kofi with 11. Trent Frazier with 10. Granderson with 8. Plummer, after he's put on a shooting clinic the first two halves of the previous game, has 5. Off the bench, Hawkins with 6. Corbello with 4, and then Payne scored with 2. If I told you Williams was going to be the leading scorer, you may not believe me. Now, people out there that listen or watch, correct me if I'm wrong, especially if you're Illinois fans. Williams can score. Williams can score. So I'm not too shocked that he can score. He's just not doing it this year. He's playing defense. I mean, he was 4 or 10 from 3. Took some shots, but he hit 4 of them. So just uncharacteristic. Normally, when you look at this type of scoring, we're going to lose. We will lose games. When Kofi's not scoring, and William and Frazier's not scoring, Plummer's not scoring. I mean, off the bench, you're only getting, 12 points off the bench. We're going to lose. We're going to lose games. But enough of the negativity, some positive. To win a game without having Kofi or Frazier being the leading scorer, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But this is where the next game, Kofi's going to have to dominate. Frazier's going to have to dominate. Plummer's going to have to dominate. And then Williams is going to have to score. I'm not shocked that he can score. People are like, oh my God, he's scoring. He did that last year. Kick out to Williams and shoot. Can do it. So I'm not incredibly shocked that he scored at all. But when you look at this type, it's uncharacteristic, But again, Penn State's pretty, kept him in check. Free throw wise, we were 15 of 17, which is pretty good. We're usually not that great at free throws. 9 of 28, 32% from 3. It's okay. But we shot 36% from the field. So just not another great shooting performance. So just the same song and dance. Illinois just got to clamp down on defense. They got to put their foot on throat. They just have to continue on offense to not rely on just standing around and trying to check the 3. They have to move the ball around. They have to be moving around, downhill run to the lane to get a layup or kick out for a 3. That's how Williams is getting open. Don't just watch Kofi try to go to work. Now, they took Kofi out, so you got to give him some credit. Corbello is going to have to come out. He's 1 for 5. He's going to have to score. Hawkins is going to have to come in and get you some points. 6 points is good. We just have to be healthy, too. There's no Melendez still and everything. So just got to get healthy and, be at full strength. Corbello's still not in 100% shape. So hopefully he starts to get his second or third win in the Big Ten tournament. Kofi will be fine. These are just, again, he's a big guy that doesn't bring the ball down. He relies on people to get him the ball, so he will get it back. Plummer was shooting well first couple halves, but then, just kind of get back in a little slump, but he'll find it again. I mean, he only took 4 threes. He was 1 for 5 field goal wise. He was 1 for 4 from 3. So, I mean, didn't take a whole ton of shots like he was. Williams was hitting them, so they gave it to him. So, again, there's still positives in Illinois. There was times they did play good defense. The last stretch there, they allowed Penn State to stay down there like 4 or 5 possessions to get the rebound, or we knocked out of bounds or do whatever. But still played decent defense, giving up 55 points, losing 30 to 29 and a half. We scored 31 in the second. They scored 25. So, I mean, to hold them to 25 is pretty good. But we just everything has to come together, and that's the thing with Illinois. They just come in pieces. It comes in waves. So one game we're really good at this. Next game we're really good at this, but we don't do this. All that type of stuff. So we have to put the whole game together, and it will be fine. Again, same song and dance. That's my only worry with Illinois. Can we put the foot on throat? Can we finish it? Can we just clamp down and say we are a championship style team and we are going to dominate you and you're not going to breathe? You're not going to breathe. We're going to channel the Brad Underwood energy, and you're not going to score. You're not going to do anything. That's just the thing with Illinois. Are we going to be able to see that? Are we going to be able to finally see that maybe next week or here in a couple of days? We play Iowa. Here in a couple of days, we're going to be playing Iowa, and they're ranked. They're a team that could beat Illinois. They could play well. So we have to just clamp down. We have to come out. I'm not saying we got to beat Iowa by 20, but it's how. Are we playing good defense? Are we boxing out? Are we hitting shots? Are we getting downhill? Are we doing all that stuff? And then if there is that moment of opportunity to, when we're up by 10 or they start to come back and we hit a shot, do we have the mentality to say, we are hitting this shot and you are no longer going to come back. We are finally flipping the switch and we're never going to switch it off. And I don't see us sharing the Big Ten regular season. I told on the last Illinois post game, I'm over it. I'm over it about winning the regular season Big Ten. Congratulations to Wisconsin. I'm over. I don't see them losing to Nebraska. So with that ship of sail, we got to win the Big Ten regular season. So, or the tournament. So again, still good things for Illinois. When Williams is hitting shots, that's going to give him confidence. So when Kofi scores, Trent Frazier scores, Williams will score. So just giving him confidence. Last year he was hitting some shots. So some confidence and bring them back. So, yeah, so Illinois has one more game left. It's crazy that the season's almost over. Selection Sunday will be coming up. Next week we'll get the Big Ten tournament after the last game against Iowa. Get that. And so not this weekend, but next weekend will be Selection Sunday. We'll see where Illinois lands. They're projected, I think, to be about a 3 seed in whatever region they get. And hopefully they can just put it together, flip that switch, and we get to a big Ten tournament championship and get to Elite Eight Final Four to really get the program churning, keep going in that corner that Brad Underwood wants. No, like I said, the only way we'll panic is just foot on throat mentality, foot on throat, putting teams away. Don't let them come back. Don't let them hang around. But we also have to understand, fans, we actually have a good team, and we're not used to that all the time. So we're going to get teams' best shot. So things are going to happen like this. So even though I'm worried about it, and maybe I'm complaining about it or describing it, have to take a deep breath and say, okay, Penn State's not as bad as we all think if you actually watch them, and take a deep breath of, well, at least they won. At least they didn't give it up. And we're just going to get every team's best shots. So that wraps up this Illinois post game with Penn State. Check out all the affiliates in the description below. Hit the like button, subscribe button, follow it, rate it, be a friend, tell a friend. Twitter at Coach_Steve72. Follow the Facebook page as well. Can't stress enough. Check out all the affiliates in that description below. Try to check out the other podcast episodes. Trying to get this back. Took a little bit of a hiatus, a couple of days. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you're watching the video version, hopefully we're getting some stuff behind. Hopefully it looks a little better. We got a couple pictures up, so hopefully it looks a little better. But thank you guys for watching and or listening. Do all that stuff for me. Greatly appreciate it. This is Coach Steve, the Coach Steve Show podcast, and we are out of here.